Hi, good morning. How are you guys? Have you been outside playing already this morning? No, not yet? All right, so we're standing between you and the playground, huh? Well, good morning. My name is Ginger White. Can you guys hear me okay if I don't fuss with this too much? Okay, great. My name is Ginger White. I'm Deputy Director for Denver Arts and Venues. We're a city agency that gets to do a lot of cool things like manage Red Rocks Amphitheater and make sure the Blue Bear at the Convention Center stays nice and blue. You guys know the Blue Bear? Awesome. All right. Well, we're thrilled to have you here this morning and to be with us to celebrate the launch of the third annual Youth One Book, One Denver program. So let's give it up for that. Thank you. Arts and Venues is proud to continue the tradition of summer reading with our fantastic partners and making sure that kids, when you go back to school in the fall or in August, maybe for some of you, that you go back even smarter than when you left. How many of you guys are going to go back smarter than when you left? That's right. Awesome. Well, this is the third year of the Youth One Book, One Denver program, and we're proud to say that we have over 2,500 kids participating in this year's program. That's a 30% increase from last year. For those of you who know your percentages, that's a lot, so we're pretty proud of that. And we have 43 programs that are happening throughout the summer, all focused on one fantastic book that you guys will have a chance to read. We look forward to continuing to growing this program in next year in 2015, so we hope you guys will enjoy this book and enjoy many more going forward. And I want to just acknowledge and thank our fantastic partners and sponsors of this program. Certainly McDonald's for your support of this program, and also Rosen Publishing, who published the book. And yeah, exactly. And of course, to all of you guys who are going to enjoy and read the book and participate in all the great programs. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce Tom Carlson, who is the local McDonald's owner and operator, who's going to tell you more about McDonald's involvement in this great program. Thank you.
Good morning. As she said, my name is Tom Carlson Jr., and along with my father, we own four McDonald's restaurants here in Denver, just a few down the street. Who likes McDonald's? That's good. If nobody raised their hands, I'd be a little scared. But why are we here today? Why is McDonald's here today? What's that? I tricked you, I did. Why is McDonald's here today? Why am I here today? Well, Ronald, if you could come up and help just for a second. Who thinks Ronald McDonald owns McDonald's?
No, I don't.
He doesn't, right?
I don't.
He doesn't. Ronald McDonald is our Chief Happiness Officer. He helps us go out into our communities. I tricked you again, that's right. And what that means is we, as local owner-operators, are heavily involved in our communities where we do business, and we want to be involved as much as we can. And one of those ways we get involved is to support literacy programs like the One Book for Colorado, One Book for Colorado the last 3 years. And this is my favorite book that I saw out there because why I love to play baseball. Who likes to play baseball? Right? Rockies are doing better. No, we just wanted to show our support for you guys, and Ronald's going to talk about what you can get, what we're going to be handing out to you guys. What is it?
Oh my goodness.
All of you today are going to get
This looks delicious.
a free meal, right? Is that good?
This is an extra value meal. I think with this is like clown money, I think, isn't it?
Clown money,
Yes.
exactly. So you're all going to get that today. And the other thing we're doing is all across the state, a lot of these reading events and events like this, we're going to be supporting that with nutritious snacks. Did you guys know we have fresh apples in the restaurant? Yes, right? And a secret's coming out. We're going to be giving away cuties, little oranges in our Happy Meals, which are coming out, which is great. So we're going to be supporting these programs with nutritious snacks just like that all across the state. Thank you again for your partnership, and on behalf of McDonald's in Colorado, we look forward to helping educate, continuing to support events like this all across the state. Now, I want to bring up somebody who's incredibly more important than me and way more important than Ronald. Sorry, Ronald.
Always.
A gentleman by the name of Roger Rosen. He's the president of Rosen Publishing. This book right here came from Rosen Publishing. an independent educational publishing house. Rosen publishes more than 1,000 new books a year. Can you imagine reading 1,000 books in a year? And has a backlist of more than 10,000 books. So please give a warm welcome, Roger Rosen.
Well, thank you, Tom, and thank you, Ronald. I'm incredibly flattered to be considered more important than Ronald McDonald. That really is something. And thank you, Mayor Hancock. You've all made us feel very welcome here in Denver, and we are delighted to support your community by participating in the One Book, One Denver program. I stand before you as the ultimate bibliophile, a book lover who has written, published, and distributed books throughout our country and the world. One of the reasons for my passionate devotion to the book is because I know of all the magic objects in existence, be it a lantern with a genie or a mirror to be consulted, the book has the greatest transformative power. Through the act of reading, we can travel beyond the confines of our own world, our own minds, our own beliefs, to commune with someone else, to develop a conversation with the author, to argue, celebrate, be moved, and potentially enlightened. Once one is embarked on the reading adventure, there is no turning back. The world becomes a fascinating place, a realm of discovery, and an arena for great deeds. But the access to books is not as all-pervasive as we all would like. There is a growing chasm between the haves and the have-nots that concerned citizens must address. Here are some statistics to think about. 61% of low-income families do not have any books in the house. In middle-income families, there is an average of 13 books for every child in the home, versus in low-income families, there is 1 book for every 300 children. It is estimated that the cost of illiteracy to business and the taxpayer is $20 billion per year. Lastly, the only behavior measure that correlates significantly with reading scores is the number of the books in the home. As an educational publisher, I am acutely aware of the consequences to our society in not acting for the common good. It is a matter of equity of access and social justice. This is why we established the Power Reading program at Rosen. We want to get books into kids' homes so they can begin their own personal libraries, to have a sense of ownership, to come to cherish these books, to build a relationship with authors, to share their books with siblings, to acquire new knowledge, and to never stop learning and growing. We also want to instill a love of the public library, and understanding that however big or small their own collection is, there is always that vast treasure trove of this most democratic of institutions always available to them. As library advocates, all of us must continue to fight for funding and support. The 10,000 books that we are donating to the children of Denver today is a $200,000 investment in your community. You will find within these collections bilingual books in Spanish and English, STEM and STEAM materials, fiction and nonfiction. We hope you enjoy reading these books as much as we enjoyed making them. I'll tell you what, I'll come back next year and you can tell me what you've been reading and what you think of them. It's been a pleasure to be with you today, and I want to remind you that lives do indeed change at the library. Thank you all.
All right. Well, now it's my great pleasure to introduce Mayor Michael B. Hancock.
Thank you. Good morning. Everyone raise their books. Raise your books. Now repeat after me. I promise throughout the summer I will read every day. I want more enthusiasm. Every day. And if I have yet to learn to read, I will ask an adult to read to me every day this summer so that I don't have summertime learning, loss. I'm ready to read. I'm ready to read. You ready? All right. Give yourselves a hand. I am so excited to be here today for the third annual Youth One Book, One Denver. Today, we get to capitalize on what we have been investing in a very long time in Denver's youth. To say to you that you're worthy and that you matter and that we want you to be ready to read and ready to hit the ground running when you go back to school this fall. And the only way we do that is making sure that you are reading every day. I don't care if it's for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, hopefully it's for 30 minutes. Pick up something and read it so that when you go back to school, you are ready to go. Listen, this is one of my favorite times of the year when we get to unveil the book that we've selected. You selected. 1,800 young people throughout the city of Denver voted to select this year's book for Youth One Book, One Denver. Thousands of young people will be reading the same book at the same time, discussing their thoughts. It also connects to one of our primary goals in the city of Denver, which is to increase the number of Denver third graders who read at grade level. I want you all to do me a favor. I'm going to say a few thanks to a couple people, and I want you to give them the highest honor that I've learned to give to anyone. And I started as a Bronco fan. When I started talking about the Broncos and Peyton Manning, I would just say, woohoo! Can you say woohoo? Okay, so I'm going to say thank you to someone, and you're going to give them a special mile-high thank you, which you will say by saying, woohoo! So first, let's give it up for Roger Rosen, who donated 10,000 books to Denver's kids. Rosen Publishing, woohoo! And we want to give it up for McDonald's one more time for giving you all, Tom Carlson gave you all a meal deal. You didn't get that excited. When I was your age, you give me a Big Mac, I'm all over it, man. So real loud, let's say thanks to Tom Carlson and McDonald's for giving you the meal today and for sponsoring the events throughout the summer. Woohoo! And we also want to thank and congratulate the author, Ingrid Law, for writing such a wonderful series of books that you all will be reading this summer. Give it up for Ingrid Law. Woohoo! And let's give it up for our sponsors. Today we want to thank, wait till I read all of them, and then you all going to give the highest praise, right? Don't go to sleep on me now. Highest praise, right? Yeah. All right, ready? Wait till I read them. Denver Arts and Venues, Denver Office of Children Affairs, Pop Culture Classroom, Denver Quality After School Connection Partnering Organizations such as Boys and Girls Clubs. John Barry is here with Boys and Girls Club on Metro Denver. Denver Parks and Recreation, Denver Public Library, Shirley and Maury and her team are here. Denver Public Schools Family and Community Engagement, the DU Bridge Project, Heart and Hand, Mikasa Resource Center, Open World Learning, Summer Scholars, and YMCA. Are you ready? Yeah! Woo-hoo! Real loud, come on, woo-hoo! All right. Listen, because of these organizations, over 2,500 students, an increase of over 30%, participated in last year's Youth One Book, One Denver. And they will participate in this citywide book club as well and take advantage of the exciting learning opportunities we're going to have throughout the summer for each and every one of you. Students who are not enrolled in the program, who do not get one of these books, maybe your brother, your sister at home, if they are between the ages of, let's say, 3 and 18, even though we're targeting 9 to 12, we want 3 and 18. If they're not here today or they're not part of one of these programs, you know what I want you to do? Go home and repeat after me. Go to the library. Go to the library. Or go to the rec center. Go to the rec center. And sign up for our My Denver program. Who's a member of My Denver program? Raise your hand. Who has their My Denver card? Oh, that's not enough. Shirley, did you see this? Who's here from Parks and Rec? Do we have My Denver apps here for the kids? We're going to get it for them? Raise your hand. Who has, huh? All right, and not very many kids. All right. So we want you to go sign up for My Denver card. So listen, Denver Public Libraries will have more copies of today's book and other books that have been donated, right? So let's announce this year's book. You ready for youth? One book, one Denver Book of the Year? Where's Big Ingrid Law? Come on up here. We're going to reveal this book. You ready? Count off to 3.
1, 2, 3.
All right. I am pleased to introduce to all of you the author of this wonderful book. Ingrid is a New York Times best-selling author of 2 novels. One, which is this year's Book of the Year for Youth, One Book, One Denver, Savvy, and Scumble. Did I say it right?
You said it right.
Scumble. Ingrid's books have been placed on over 25 state reading lists and have earned accolades from Publishers Weekly, Oprah's reading list. Man, you know, if Oprah picks you up, you're pretty good. Let's see, Oprah's reading list, the Today Show, Al Roker's Book Club for Kids, and the Smithsonian. Savvy was named a Newbery Honor Book in 2009. Ingrid, we are so fortunate. She lives here in Colorado. Give her a woohoo! She lives here in Lafayette, Colorado, where she writes full-time and is currently working on her 3rd novel in this series. Y'all give a loud, mile-high welcome. I want you to make some noise for this year's author, this year's top author for Youth Book, One Denver, Ingrid Law. Come on.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mayor Hancock, and thank you to the young people of Denver for choosing Savvy as this year's Youth One Book, One Denver. Now, for the kids here, if you could have any power in the world, let's see, how many of you would choose to be invisible? All right, how many of you would choose to run around this world at the speed of light? Or, okay, how many of you would choose to have super strength? All right, well, for generations, the Beaumont family has harbored a magical secret. They each possess a savvy, a special larger-than-life talent that strikes with the force of a hurricane, or a citywide blackout, or an earth-rumbling earthquake on the day they turn 13. So imagine having your 13th birthday, knowing something extraordinary was going to happen to you, but you didn't know what it was. So Savvy is about a family that this happens to. And a savvy is a power that forces kids, metaphorically or really, to make sense of themselves and to make sense of growing up, which, as many of us who have already grown up know, can be challenging at times. Savvy is a book about family, friendship, and the talents inherent in us all. From the most humble gifts, perhaps your savvy is the ability to make jam better than anyone else can, jam so good nobody can get enough of it, to magical tall tale talents like fish. It starts out, here's the first sentence of my book, I know it by heart. When my brother Fish turned 13, we moved to the deepest part of inland because of the hurricane and, of course, the fact that he'd caused it. So this family is filled with extraordinary powers. It is a privilege and an honor to be able to share these themes with the young people of Denver, with you guys. And it's my hope that families will choose to come together around the book, supporting our children as they find their own inner strengths through literacy. I'm also excited to be participating in events throughout the program timeframe. I look forward to talking with all of you guys and celebrating our individual abilities and our imaginations as we share this story together as a community. So, as both an author and a parent, I applaud the City of Denver's dedication to its children and youth. And I would like to second Mayor Hancock's thanks to all of the Youth One Book, One Denver sponsors. I may write about magic, but I know full well that books do not magically appear in the hands of children. Except today, right? Look at you guys. You all have books in your hands. Did they magically appear? No, some people brought them to give them to you, but it feels kind of like magic to walk into a room and be handed a book, doesn't it? For information on all of the free public programs coming up, please visit the website at www.artsandvenues.com/onebook. Thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you all at the Youth One Book, One Denver events taking place throughout the city in upcoming weeks. So come visit me, and we'll talk about books. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you all for coming and joining us this morning. I hope you enjoy your books. I hope you do lots of reading. And I hope you remember the promise that you made to the mayor that you're going to do lots of reading this summer. That's a pretty big deal. So thank you all for coming, and thank you again to our sponsors. And we look forward to seeing you at the end of the summer when you've memorized your books. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.